our dear viewers, and welcome to our special coverage for the current visit by Somali Foreign Minister to Egypt. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Immigration and Expatriate Affairs Badr Abdel Ati held talks with visiting Somali Foreign Minister Ahmed Muallim Faqih on Monday. The talks that were held at the administrative capital tackled distinguished strategic relations between Egypt and Somalia and issues of mutual concern between the brotherly countries. They asserted the mutual interest on developing relations across different fields in a way that meant the aspiration and meeting the aspiration of the two countries. To shed more light on the issue, we are very much delighted to be joined over the phone by Ambassador Sou'ad Shalaby, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Ambassador Shalaby, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Ambassador Shalaby, earlier the Foreign Minister of Somalia visited Egypt and held talks with Foreign Minister Badr Abdel Ati. How do you see the timing of this visit by the Foreign Minister of Somalia and the importance of this visit to Egypt?
Well, you know that the Egyptian-Somali relations are very strong and durable, and there has been a lot of summits between the two leaders of Egypt and Somalia, and the main issue between Egypt and Somalia is to restore the peace and stability in Somalia, because, as you know, the crisis that started in 1991, and there has been a lot of terrorist attacks, including the Shabab, and it was really very sour relations between the Somali and their affiliation to terrorist groups. That's why Egypt's intention was to provide help to Somalia, especially after the United Nations peacekeeping missions have evacuated Somalia. So that is why the Foreign Minister held talks with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Badr Abdel Ati, in order to to boost the bilateral relations and to get Egyptian help to restore the peace and security, and of course to help them restore and to become more stronger during this period when they have to manage the country on their own.
Indeed. Ambassador Shalaby, in the joint press conference which was just held between the two foreign ministers, the Somali foreign minister said that they are appreciating Egypt's support to Somali unity and security and the unity of its lands. How do you see Egypt's role here in trying to help Somalia in its security?
The best help that Egypt can provide to Somalia is to send the message of Islam, that the moderate Islam that Azhar is providing. So to send them teachers from Azhar, and many schools could help in creating the moderate Islam, so that the fanatic Muslims are not given the chance to go to terrorist activities against the civilians. So Egypt and Somalia can provide, can create an atmosphere of peace and moderate Islam against the terrorist activities that are taking place in the region, in that region where the Ethiopians were doing a lot of terrorist activities. Now they have stopped, and they have made deal with Egypt to fight terrorism and also to depend on their natural resources and to capacity build their army and their police.
Yes. Also,
Egypt can help in that field.
Indeed. Ambassador Shalaby, also the Foreign Minister, Mr. Faqih, said that they agreed on upgrading the relations between Egypt and Somalia to the level of strategic partnership. The importance of that for Egypt and Somalia.
Yes, of course, there has been a lot of agreements signed requesting the participation of Egypt in capacity building of Somalian police and Somalian army, and also there has been a new airline route between Cairo and Mogadishu. It has been reopened between the two capitals, and of course there has been a lot of efforts by the Egyptian government to have a regional role in the navigation in the Red Sea and the Suez Canal, because these are two critical issues for Egypt, because our national security and our alliance with, as you know, what happened in Sudan and also in Yemen is disrupting the trade routes to the Red Sea and of course affecting the Suez Canal shipping environment. So that is why there has been a lot of cooperation between Egypt and Somalia to play a significant role in providing the routes, the peaceful routes in trade and relations in the Gulf area and in the Red Sea, especially after what happened during the last year of the disruption of the routes in Ethiopia.
Indeed.
Sorry, in Yemen, in the Red Sea.
Ambassador Shalaby, for his part, Foreign Minister Badr Abdul Ati said that they both foreign ministers agreed on supporting the political solutions to deal with the regional crises. How do you see both Egypt and Somalia's stances regarding the current developments in the region and how to deal with these very challenging crises that the Middle East are witnessing?
Egypt is trying to empower the government in Somalia so that the entire region is becoming more strong and more active economically and of course trade and exchanging bilateral trade. That is why there has been regional reconciliation efforts with Turkey, with Mogadishu, so that there has both international and regional powers may exert pressure to reduce the escalation of tension and terrorist activities in that area. That is why we have, like Somalia, has to go back to become an active member of the African Union, and it has to do as to work towards its economic development, so that the standard of living of the Somali people would raise, and also it becomes an active member in the region. And of course, Egypt will give support to Somalia, whether it is economic or in the defense agreement or in the economic agreement, because stability and sustainability of the region, peace in the region is going to to reflect on Egypt's peace and security.
Indeed. Ambassador Shalaby, as we all know that this visit by the Foreign Minister of Somalia is coming amid a very critical timing for the Middle East region, with all the changes and all the developments taking place in the region. How do you see the reflections of all these developments on the ground on the region here and on Egypt and Somalia as states in this region?
Well, as you know, that Egypt assumed the presidency of the African Peace and Security Council in October 2024.
Yes.
And it coordinated with other countries in the region, in the Horn of Africa, including Ethiopia, of course, in order to confront the growing problems in the region. And that is why Egypt is trying its best with other nations to enhance the economic integration, because the African Continental Free Trade Agreement could not succeed, and the Agenda 2063 could not achieve its targets except when there is peace and security in the region. That is why the East African region is targeting peace and security so that it can play a role in the African continental free trade, and could could reach the resolutions and the targets that have been already put 2 years ago, and only the disrupt of the relations has happened, and there has to be a political will from the government that in order to be committed to achieve the mutual benefits between not only Egypt and Somalia, but also in the region of the Horn of Africa.
Indeed. Ambassador Shalaby, also in the joint press conference, Foreign Minister Abdel Ati said that the talks tackled the cooperation in scientific and security fields. How do you see the level of cooperation on the economic and the scientific fronts between both Egypt and Somalia?
Egypt is offering many scholarships and is extending its the capacity building programs from the police academy and from the Egyptian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and from the Egyptian the Center for Peacekeeping and Conflict Resolution. They are offering a lot of capacity building for Africans, and of course, in particular, Somalian nationals. So there has been many agreements signed between between Egypt and Somalia in order to provide these assistance, and in order to also to empower the government of Somalia in order to face the challenges and all these problems that it is facing now, especially in the Somaliland and what is happening in the northern part of Somalia. So the empowerment between Cairo and Somalia is also including Djibouti in order to face also the Sudanese crisis, because the Sudanese crisis is affecting all the three countries, and that is why there has been attempts from Egypt to ally with these countries in order to network, in order to have an alliance between these three countries.
Indeed. Ambassador Sou'ad Shalaby, former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you so much for your precious input. It was always a pleasure. And our dear viewers, with that, we come to our special coverage. We come to the end of our special coverage for the current visit by the Somali Foreign Minister to Egypt and the joint press conference which was held earlier between Foreign Minister Badr Abdel Ati and the visiting Foreign Minister of Somali, Ahmed Faqih. Many thanks for watching.